different one, this one. This is all going to be about the trucks and carting the grain and doing everything for Tom's Brook. For people that don't know me, I'm Brian Robbins. I'm the Managing Director of G&B Haulage in Esperance. A lot of you would have heard about me, but don't see much of me. Sort of get into the farm and get loaded, and off I go again, back and forth to CBH. So today, maybe tomorrow, we'll do a bit of a go around the trucks, in and out of the truck, in and out of CBH, loading it, and try and talk you through everything we do for the clients. It's just before 5 in the morning. We're located about 10 k's north of Esperance, which is a small country town in WA, population of about 13,500. So I thought we'd get up here and pop the bonnet, have a bit of a sticky beak around it. This time of year out in the gravel roads and thumping up and down the road, you just don't know what's coming loose, what's breaking. This truck's your typical truck here in Australia. It's a 21 model Western Star 6900. It's powered by the Cummins X15, as you can probably gather there. It's been a good motor for us. We're a big Cummins agent here in Esperance. Good backup support. Like everything, you look after it, it'll look after you. It is. Doesn't generally take me long. The gear's proven itself over the years. Put the money back into the trucks. Just top up the washer bottle while we're here. Coolant reservoir, the header tank. It's just a little side glass there. So the coolant in it. While that's starting to warm up, have a bit of a bang of the tyres, Bo Peak. The gear doesn't lose air pressure, so it's he's right to go. We just came in the yard last night. The EBS that'll be doing its thing, EBS broken, which will lift up these axles shortly. Let the motor get a bit of warmth into it before we take off. So what I'm hoping to do today is John gets quite a few questions, configurations, how things work, why they work, why we do things our way. So going through them, and I'm hoping by the end of the day I should be able to answer some of these questions for you. Rightio, so essentially, here in WA, this is what we class as a sea train. Over east, there's a semi pulling a B double dog. Still comes under your 36.5 metres. So at the end of the day, it is just a road train. Doesn't matter how you look at it or what it is, it's just a road train. Over east, B doubles are a big thing, which essentially is that without the dolly. That dolly or a converter dolly, it's just linking the two trailers together. It's a chassis, it's a fifth wheel or a turntable. Turntable being that section with a handle. It's got a set of jaws, goes around a pin, pin's attached to the skid plate of this trailer. The only difference is with these ones, and there's millions out there, is what it sits on, where the grease line's going to. That's a ball race. So up in the back of the chassis here, which you may not be able to see, but between the jaws attached to the trailer is a block, what they call a frog. And the turntable physically turn with the trailer, allowing turntable or the fifth wheel pivot points to follow in alignment with the chassis. So going through creek crossings, through up rough grounds, pivot points will always go with the trailer. So the dolly itself, like I said, it's just a chassis made of 2 or 3 axles, drawbar, and then into the coupling. Ring feeders, Volandis, there's a few brands out there, Rockinger. But yeah, as like I said before, this one's a B double dog. Ending's a dog trailer when it's in tow behind the dolly. Semi up the front. And then you got my side tubes, for example. We change them around a bit. We put the B double at the very front. Then the dog. Being a tri dolly with 3 axles, another tri group on the trailer, giving you 6. It's called a 6-axle dog. Still the same amount of weight, gross. All it is that A trailer, instead of being in the middle, is at the front. With the side tippers, due to the size of the bowls on them and what we cart, having our little A trailers in the middle and the dolly sitting underneath them, 9 times out of 10 I can't get my gross weight over the dolly itself. So being a small bowl, we stick them at the very front going over the drives of the truck, where we take a lot less weight, but allows the bigger trailer to throw more weight forward. It's going on 3 axles rather than 2 axle drives. Here in where we are in Esperance, most parts of WA except for right up north, we are only allowed to go to 36.5 metres without being on PBS. With a 6-wheel prime mover and the correct front axle and tyres, the unit itself can go to 118.5 tonne gross. My truck averages about 35.5, 35.6 tonne tear, which gives me just on an 80 tonne payload. We'll go through it later on. Grain trailers are a bit different, being aluminium. They tear a lot lighter in comparison to something along the lines of these side tippers. There would nearly be 6 tonne difference going from grain trailers to side tippers. But it is horse and what they do. One of the other boys just got in last night. He's been up in the goldfields for a while. He's come home for a service and tyres, bit of R&R. These particular side tips are a bit lighter than the older ones, but it's all in the pressing of the bowls and not having the ribs. See how things have changed over the years. It's probably about 11 years in the age gap too. These are running airbag suspension rather than conventional 9-leaf mechanical. Alright, we get the show on the road. Out Tom's Brook. We've just cleaned all the windows. Don't have pre-start, but doesn't matter what state you're in of Australia, and no doubt overseas. We've still got laws to abide by with our fatigue management and what hours we can and can't work. So it's just all recorded on a daily timesheet. Start, finish kilometres, where we've started, where we've parked up for the night, and total hours. Put our breaks in there. In 3 days we're only allowed to work 45 hours. I think we work 2 14 hours and a 17-hour day. We're sort of sitting around that 13 to 14 hours a day, day in, day out. You work 12 days straight, maybe 2 days off, 6 days on, 1 day off. No, we'll get all this paperwork in order and get on the road. This is a very conventional, standard Australian Western Star. Has the full gauge package. Got all your gearbox, engine oil, your 2 differential temperatures, your A and your B air tanks, obviously fuel and AdBlue, speedo, tacho, oil pressure, bolts and coolant, plus your speedo and tacho. There are your trailer controls in there. So that black one's popped out now because your air's supplied, prime mover's released. By pushing that black one in, that'll release your trailers but keep your prime mover drive brakes applied. A little screen down here, that's for me drive tyre inflation. I can adjust that on the go. It's got 3 different settings, plus you can fine tune it as you please. Suspension dump switch, power divider, and your front and rear cross locks or diff locks. All your other switches are just the engine brakes, cruise control, engine fan override switch, and all the rest is your headlights, spotlights, dash lights, wing mirror lights, which are up here at night time when you're reversing. Got a set of lights behind the bunk, your mirrors in and out, and all your washer controls. I will sort of just clean the windows, doing halves, gets a bit on the old dusty side. Although no one's been in the yard, there's your trailer. Just apply the trailer brakes, do a tug test. Make sure nothing's come undone with your turntables or ring feeder. It has happened, not with me, but you do see it generally on Facebook. change. The little button on the side, that's your splitter, that's for half the gears. The air switch at the front is for your two ranges in the gearbox, lower and upper. We don't need to use the splitter as we're empty. When you do your driving test or license, you are meant to double clutch. I can do it. I think everyone can do it. I think we're just all lazy if we don't do it. But it's something we don't do often, I believe. A lot of us just get the revs right and gently put it through the gates. So we're on the South Coast Highway. We're 49 k's out of Esperance. Turn on the Cascade Road, start heading in a northwesterly direction. There's bitumen all the way to the Cascade Sea gauge, and the paddocks we're in at the moment while Tom's Brook are harvesting. Sit on me 95s, 96s. Down the hill you let them run a bit. Rightio, so JH is in the tractor loading us. I do have 5 cameras, 2 on the front trailer, 1 on the middle and 2 on the dog. These screens only do 4 cameras though, so the very front one I haven't got it paired with this computer, or the monitor, sorry. But the very front pile I do isn't overly big, especially with weed. So I just strictly rely on my scales. It's just Bluetooth, and it'll give me a rundown on all my weights. That'll pick up shortly. There we go. Now it starts with your tear weight. What happens though is, because I've got lift up axles, the axle that is on the ground, that airbag pressure increases, giving it a false reading like that. My tear weight for that first try group, that's not correct. But as your axles drop with the weight and pick up, your weights then fluctuate. What I'll generally get to about the 17 mark, 16.9, 1700. I'll roll it forward. Now that front, so the weights have dropped here because all my airbags have dropped, which is now taking weight off my drives. And we'll roll forward now until we can see the pile of grain. Now, because everything is on airbags, once I do pull up, I just put it back on high idle, keep the air compressor thumping away steady. Now, because we're on our first trailer, as that pressure does increase, or like I said, we'll let it go to 23.5, my drives will gently increase as well. Once it gets to about the 23 mark, I'll tell Jage to pull up, and as the airbags fluctuate and differ and slowly increase and settle themselves down, I'll work my way all the way through my trailers until I achieve about 117.5 to 118 tonne here as a gross. And like I said, there's I've got a little bit of a buffer zone there from what that will say to what the actual weight on the weighbridge will say. I'll always be under. I won't push me limits. And if I can get on the weighbridge and gross about 117.5 tonne, 117.8, that'll give me a bit over 79 tonne payload, and that'll do me. Let's go to camera 2 now. Roll forward. And get into it again. Alright, John, fire up. That was the middle trailer, the A section done. Now onto the dog trailer. We're carting wheat today. Hectolitre weight is between 80 and 81. That's a good weight. There is slightly heavier out there, but 81 is a good weight. Now you'll see on my dolly, my weight is 24.5 tonne. Yep, it's overloaded at the moment. But what it is this axle group has still got one axle off the ground. And as our weights increase, it'll drop the very front axle, which then drops the weights. And when that front axle hits the ground and starts to inflate, it lifts the weight off my tri-dolly. And that 24.6 tonne will actually drop down to about 23.3, 23.4. And as you can see now, the axles drop, pressures are equalised over the 6 airbags, and now my dolly weight's slowly coming off. And there's a bit of delay there with the ride height valve discharging the air out of the airbags, but as I roll forward, and by the time we finish loading, that will be around the 23.3 tonne mark, and I'll continue our way back until, like I said, we achieve 118 tonne. Hard to believe we're going to have rain either tonight or tomorrow. Glorious day. That'll do it, Judge. Shut her off.
Roger, we'll see you when you get back.
23.3. So what we got here is on my tablet. Start of the day, so we haven't done a load. This is our CBH app. We go to Cascades. It's got my rego, all my axle groups in there, my AMS permit number. Tom's Brook, paddock, grey hat and back, weight, it is Scepter, hoping for H2. Protein is what differentiates me from H2 or coming down to APW1. They can optimise it from 11.3% protein up. If it is 11.5 or up, it's definitely a H2. We're anywhere from 10.8 to 11.5. So, hasn't been sprayed. We declare that. I'll be there in under 30 minutes. Submit. And that's it. We've got my weights. So that's showing 118.37 tonne. If I've done my job right and everything's working well, I should be somewhere around the very high 117.8, 117.9. But being fully loaded, the companies have done a good job with all our silo pads. We're always loading on gravel. I'll always start the truck in crawl gear. It's the lowest ratio in the gearbox. Makes it easy to get the truck rolling. Takes the driveline stress away. We'll wander out this driveway here. I think it's 3.6 k's by memory. 2.6 I think. Get on the bitumen and I'll flip my tarps over and we'll wander into Cascades. Explain to the camera what you're up to.
I am spearing the truck.
Unreal.
Getting the crane.
Here's 38.26, which I know is correct.